Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So we're going to be looking at the T-54 Mod 1. I'm going to be doing a session on this. I'm going to be keeping my voice kind of low. Just keep that in mind. I turned the mic up a little bit, but it's later at night, so we're going to probably play about 3 games in this tank. And the way I have this thing set up, I run turbo on it, and I do have the V-stab and the optics. We've played a lot of games in this tank already today. I've played 18 games. I'm averaging 1,287 damage, 340 assists, so we've been struggling with it a little bit, and I figured when I do struggle with some tanks, I like to do sessions because I actually like to watch it back myself. So, and like I can usually learn a thing or two. So I'm going to reset this. Here we go. And let's get into the games. But yeah, I do run turbo on this thing. I like it. It just makes it feel more like a light tank to me, even though it's not even close. Honestly, the mobility is not very great. But yeah, I've been trying to 2-mark this thing, and I've been stuck at like 76%-ish. 85% is 2007 combined, so really that shouldn't be very difficult for me, but for some reason it is. So alright. So I have El Halif. This map is very difficult with anything but like a hold down monster that has good gun depression. I find this map to be very difficult with any other tank, but what we're going to do is play likely like the B3 area, and I just gonna have to try and make it work. This tank only has -7 gun depression, I believe. I would much prefer to have something like 10 or 11 on this hill, but this is the thing with Russian tanks. And yeah, to talk about this tank, guys, it's really not one of my favorites. I don't know what it is about this vehicle, but I just don't like it. It's overall a good tank, and it's recommended a lot, right? Like every time I would request or make a request to the clan to be like, what premium do you guys think I should buy? Everyone's like, get the mod 1, get the mod 1. It's better than the E4 Super Pershing. It's better than this, it's better than that. It's just an overall good tank. And yeah, I mean, I did get it, and I think we already did one session on it, but I don't know what it is about this thing. I just don't like it. The accuracy is not very good. The armor, I feel like, is very trollish for me. Like it doesn't seem to bounce a lot, even though it claims to have really good armor. I don't see it. Hold down, it's very good, but yeah, the accuracy just isn't really good. The mobility just isn't very good. There's just things about this tank that I just don't like, and the gun depression kind of is lacking and stuff, and yeah, I'm just not really a big fan of it. And it trolls me like this, right? Like side plate of an M103, we aimed it decent, and you get the track. So this is what seems to kind of happen to me playing this tank, and there's just really nothing I can do about it. I try and play it to the best of my ability, but I feel like it just trolls me all the time, and I just can't have good games in it. So we'll see what happens. And so far we have Conway here with us, and it looks like Progetto, T69 Panzer, they all went the other direction. So this is not going to be the easiest of games here. E4 is poking here. I'm going to see if I can try and get one into this guy's side plate. I'm not going to be passive yet about this. Okay, Progetto's pushing. And I would expect this. They have higher numbers, but at this point I don't think we can really run away from this. Actually I am. I'm going to run away from this right now before it gets out of hand. We still have this line, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run away from here. They brought everybody this way. Everyone's spotted except the Panzer, so I'm going to run away from this while I can, and we're going to come back. And at least with the medium, this is what you can do, right? You can actually get back in time with the turbo on this vehicle, and I find that with some other vehicles this isn't really the case, but with this tank you can actually kind of get away. Like, if I was in the T26E4, there's no way I would have been able to get out of this. But, and we're going to sit right here, try and stay relatively hull down. Take a shot at the IS-3. And yeah, the accuracy of this vehicle is not great, guys, but it's going to work here. You see that? I mean, we're at... this is a far shot, right? Probably like 500 meters, but that wasn't even close, right? I mean, that was easily a couple feet too low. So, turtles here. Let's see if we have a shot at this guy when he backs down. And you would think that one will go in. That was pretty accurate, but I just feel like for 0.33 dispersion, this thing is not as accurate as it states on paper, right? Anytime you watch these streamers, they're going to tell you that paper is different than, you know, what it actually, how it performs in-game, and I find that that's always the case. There's some tanks that have like 0.4 something freaking dispersion, and it feels like they have like 0.3, and then there's others that have like 0.3 and feel like they have like 0.4. The Conch Panzer is one such example of this, where I feel like it's 0.26 dispersion or so, but the gun is inaccurate AF, guys. I mean, it is freaking terrible. And look, that's a perfectly aimed shot right there, and that's not going in. Like, you can only do so much, right? So, Centurion staying hull down. I'm never going to be able to make this work. And these are the kinds of games that I just get, guys. Like, what else am I supposed to do in this situation? I mean, we could be back here, but at this point, the game's over, so I'm going to try and get as much damage as I can here, but... E75. We will have this guy side plate, likely. Okay. And yeah, it might have been a smarter play to try and come all the way back to like even where the conch is, but it's like, you know, what are we supposed to do, you know? Because the game's already over, so it's just really a matter of padding as much damage as you can at this point. I'm going to hold this angle on the E75 because my reload is faster than his. I don't know why he wouldn't just take a shot at this point. It's like, what does this guy have to lose, right? This Conj is making a very aggressive play on an E75. I mean, I want to help him, but... And yeah, I just feel like there wasn't much else we can do in this situation. You know, like you run away, you retreat, and the game was over. So, these are the difficulties I'm having with this tank, guys. I mean, you could say it's the matchmaking. I feel like I probably could have done a little better this game, but... It just gets to a point where it's like, I don't know what else I can really do in a situation like this. So, here's Centurion. Focus that shot. Okay. Someone else is here. I don't know who it is. I'm just gonna go like this. Okay. So that's the game. Could have tried to get another one to the E75. We did 1200 damage basically, and wow, this has a crack in it. I'm gonna drink it this way. You know, probably could have gotten one more shot into the E75, but like, what this is the problem I'm having with this tank. Is these are the kinds of games I get into, and it's like, what else can you do, right? I don't know how else this could really be played. You know, we're bottom tier, and that's all I could do. So this is why I've been stuck at 75%. It could be a lot of the matchmaking, guys. Like, I find that a lot of times when I have bad sessions, it's consistently just bad teams, but you know, if you're not playing good either, that makes for a double whammy, basically. So, all right. So this is tier 6, 7, 8, which is rare. This is rare for me. I never ever get into tier 6 games with this vehicle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play mid. And from the mid, what I'm going to do is I'm first going to come to right around this area. And this is my favorite spot to go. I find it to be very effective at countering people that want to try and run into like EF6, whatever, the middle of this map, right? It looks like we have Skoda, we have STRV, we have LT432, possibly even T3485, IS. There's a lot of people that are going to be coming with me, so I think that'll be very effective in countering the mid. LT432 is going to YOLO the mid, which is even better. And if we can get the middle of this map, that would be good. I'm thinking that one line might be weak, though. So what I like to do, guys, is I come right up to here. I knock this tree, and when you knock this tree, it gives you, you know, kind of a temporary defense over here so that you're not spotted, basically. That's what I like to call it. Bushes are basically walls until you're spotted, right? That's how I see it. So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, this is where we can start bullying tanks. So what we're going to do is we're going to push up into this VK. Hello, how are you? Someone lit him on fire. It was actually me. And yeah, this is a decent start. We have the middle of this map. Scorpion's taking a shot at someone. I'm going to go ahead and focus that shot. Evan's over here. We can easily bully this guy, I'd like to think. He's running away. Alright, I don't want to get too aggressive with this. Yeah, and he could sit in a bush, you know, 5 feet away and spot me, and I won't be able to light him. So we're going to kind of run away from this. I can see that they have people here. The best thing to do when this occurs is to get to the mid, but I feel like everyone's already there, so I'm going to actually just grab a different angle. Actually, I'm not. These guys are really building up. I feel like we still can get some shots in here. Yeah, I don't want to take this risk. There's going to be TDs here. Like the Scorpion was sitting there and stuff. So, a little late on the jump there, because I should have gotten here where like the STRV is. But it's okay. We're going to play this. And I think it might even be better. The one line's going to break down. So, I'm just going to put myself here. I'm going to put myself like right here. And I'll put this tree here so I don't get spotted. We'll do this. And these guys should come around the corner. You know, likely. Unless they're really good players, they would know that that's not a good idea. Okay, Mod 1's coming. What I don't like is when like Jackson sits here or Sherry here, because now these guys are going to be hesitant to come around the corner. What you want to do is grab like this spot right here, and when these guys come around, then you have the shots at them when they're not expecting it. And then he has me sitting here too, but instead he's sitting up there, and it's like these guys are not going to want to press around the corner now. Okay, here we go. One to first Cromwell. Okay, he's dead. I'm just watching my backside. I want to make sure that everyone's still in position here. Do you see how big this bloom is, like when you're on the move? This is what I mean about this vehicle, guys. This is just, even with the vertical stabilizer, I feel like it is so just inaccurate. Like, I feel like as a medium, the bloom should not look like this when I'm trying to shoot here. Alright, Charioteer's pushing this, and we're going to... I'm going to load APCRs, and I would like to defend the base, guys. Yeah, I'm going to help you. Come back. Come back. Oh, you're upside down. Usually when people are upside down, it gives you like a yellow... Maybe he was completely upside down. Maybe that's why. I don't know how the hell he managed that. I'm always one of those people that will help someone out if they're flipped over. There's a lot of people that won't. Even if it almost risks my game, like, you flipping it up, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I tried. Usually it has that, I don't know if it's an XVM thing or World of Tanks has that built in, but usually it has a yellow arrow if someone's on their side. I don't know about if they flip over entirely. I didn't see it. I don't know if you guys saw it, but... Okay. So we're going to defend the base, and this is how we're going to do it. Kind of sit in the bushes like this. Okay. KV2. Continue to respot. And do you see what this vehicle, guys? Like, I don't like this kind of accuracy. This is kind of how I play my tanks. And I just find that, like, no matter what I do, it bounces, it ricochets, it misses entirely. Like, and this is why I load APCRs, because I want to make every shot count, being that this thing is this inaccurate, right? It's just very derpy. That's really what it is. It's much better for brawling, and I'm just not the kind of person that likes to, like, hold down brawl, you know? Like, I'll do it, but I've never been an expert at it. I've been much better using bushes, you know? Bushwork is what I call it. Bushwork. What are the chances? Slim, I'd say. Yeah, guys, one tank I've been enjoying a lot that I can play well is the STRV-74. I will be doing a session on this. The STRV-74 is a very, very good tank at Tier 6. I love it. Really fun to play and very good at performing in this way. Playing it like I'm doing now. Very fun tank to play. Very accurate. Shouldn't be spotted. Low APCRs. Now I'm going to be lit. And did you guys notice how the entire team melted kind of while I was, you know, sitting back here? Like, this is what I mean. It's just every single game is like this. I don't know what else to really do. Get one shot into this guy. Okay. Leo's pressing into me. I was going to take the Leo next. Just go to rip me apart there. And yeah, 2,500 damage, but again, like, I'm back. I feel like every time I play this vehicle, in every single game, I'm fighting just to get like 1,600, 1,700 damage, whatever it is. Like, I feel like I have to work so hard just to get, you know, a decent score, right? A lot of the tanks I play, I shouldn't say a lot, but some tanks that I play, I'll play them, and before I know it, I'm doing, you know, 2,000 damage without even trying, or whatever the case is. Even if it's a tier 4, it's like I'm in the 95th percentile halfway through the game, and I'm like, great, and I'm still playing with like half my HP. With this vehicle, it's like every single game is what I like to call the struggle bus, and I'm just trying to find damage. It's like I'm on a hunt just to get like 4 or 5 shots off every single game, you know what I mean? And I just don't know what else to do. When that happens to me, I genuinely don't know how many people are on still. 1, 2, 3. I think that's enough. We're going to turn on clan reserves, guys. Just one more time. Yeah, and there's a lot of them, so. Okay. But this is how I feel with this vehicle, guys. I don't know what it is. I kind of feel the same in the T26E4, but with the T26E4, that tank is a little bit better at brawling, I find. For one, it only sees up to tier 9s, and two, it's just better, like with the way the turret is and stuff like that. I just feel like it's better at brawling. Has better gun depression too, I believe. So, but yeah, this is actually the 4th time I've gotten this map today with this vehicle. So, and I think this is the 3rd time I've been on this spawn. But yeah, I don't know what it is, guys. Every single game I play, I just 2-marked this Conj, by the way. Very fun tank to play, very mobile. But I just feel like with this vehicle, every single game is a struggle, and I don't like feeling that way. And a lot of times what I'll end up doing is, if I feel that way with the tank, I'll just get rid of it. But this thing is very just average in a lot of areas, and I feel like I shouldn't really be struggling with it that much, you know? Jeez. That was an interesting play. Good, I got the spotting for some of that too. Brilliant. I think with the E4, the reason why I tend to do a little bit more damage with that tank is because I know that it's made for brawling, but it only sees tier 9s. So I just feel like I can be more aggressive with it. With this tank, I think you have to be a little bit more careful if you're seeing tier 10s. But yeah, I think that's why I struggle with this thing a tiny bit more, maybe. And what's odd about this tank is this tank, guys, I liked it a lot when I first got it. I feel like the more I play it, the less I actually like it, which is weird. Like usually it's the opposite, you know. But yeah, for whatever reason, it just hasn't been super enjoyable. Not much else to say. But I think the good thing about it is that it can be fairly versatile, especially with the turbo. Like you can get around fairly quickly. With the T26 E4, forget it. That thing basically has the mobility of a heavy, even with the buff they gave it like a year and a half ago or whatever the heck it was. It's still slow as all hell. So we're doing all right now. We're getting some good shots. These shots are only a couple 100 meters away, so I expect them all to be going in. You know, the further away you are, obviously, the less accurate it's going to be. But we're able to make this thing work by playing it from this range. That's where Overlord, I guess, is decent, because a lot of the, you know, shooting you're going to be doing is going to be only a few 100 meters away. Thinking we're going to lose Beach. I'm considering pressing the M4A1. They have an RHM and a WZ that's unlit, and likely they're back here. Do I want to make that play? Because I have Borisk in the mid, kind of. I have Even, and I have ISU 152 to back me up. I don't really like that. Alright, Rev is coming to the mid. I'm going to make this play. This is very dangerous. It makes me nervous every time I make this play. But I'm going to do this, and I'm going to come to this corner. And from this corner, a lot of times what you can do is spot people here. Say I'm lit here, which would imply that someone might be here or in here. Shots at the Gasor. Okay, WZ, that's to be expected. Yeah, this game is pretty much over. So RHM came to the mid. Okay, this is an interesting one. Just gonna try and hug this guy. Whirls. Try to snap a shot at the RHM. I should have just took it at the Rev, but that's alright. 2,033 damage, guys, 198 assist, and again, here we go. We're getting freaking slammed, and oh my goodness. But at least the mark is kind of going up, right? We're almost at 76% again, and it went up a third of a percent, or yeah, about a third of a percent, 0.3, so. If I can play every game like this, even if it's a loss, we'll be in good shape. But it's usually not the case. Like, I bet you for we'll play one more game, and I bet you for that game we're going to get into like a tier 10 game where I have to try and, you know, brawl, hold down, and it just won't work. Another good thing to note about this tank, though, I'll say, is the penetration. The APCRs do a good amount of pen. I think it's like almost like 250. So if you are seeing tier 10s, you know, it's doable, it's manageable, but you do have to aim for weak spots. But yeah, I mean, we're not playing too bad in this thing. These are actually some of the, you know, better games, I would say, if not the best games that I've had all night. And again, maybe it's just a matchmaking thing, and I will start liking this vehicle again. But you know, until then, I'm not really sure how else to feel about it. So we're averaging 1,933 damage and 66 assistance. That's 2,000 combined, almost exactly. And yeah, I mean, before we were averaging, what, like 1,500 over the course of like 18 games or whatever I've played today. So that's not terrible. This is tier 8 matchmaking too. This isn't bad. And yeah, this is the only setup I have, by the way, guys. I don't have the field modifications up to date. I shouldn't even say up to date. Fully upgraded, I think, would be a better term for it. And I'm close, but oh man, excuse me, all the fizz from this. But yeah, I feel like field modifications definitely makes it more competitive, but I wouldn't say it's like a must. At tier 10 it is, but I wouldn't say it is at tier 8. It would be nice to have the scouting slot though and be able to get a little more view range. Another thing on this tank, the view range is not bad either. You know, there's some things that are good about it, but I don't know. I would much rather be playing like the LT432 or the T54 lightweight in the same way that I kind of try and play this thing, if that makes sense. Especially the T54 lightweight. Like, I feel like I average almost as much damage in the lightweight as I do in this, if not more. I know it's a tier 9, but it's a light tank, so. Okay, shot into Progetto. Am I spotted by anything here? I'm trying to check. There might be someone in that bush. Could be the Borsk. Let's take another. Just a guess, guys. You know, that's a very, very common bush, so you know, I figured why not, and we're getting spotted. Progetto is behind the bunker, so there's definitely someone else here. And it's not the RHM or this guy spotting me. They're not close enough. I don't know about you guys, but I don't see dirt flying up, although I think this is down a little bit, so. Like, the terrain is down a little bit behind that bush, so I don't know if you'll see the dirt fly up necessarily. This is going to be a stalemate right here. Like these guys are just going to sit next to each other basically the whole game. You know, until something's done about that. I'm trying to wait for this e4 to move up. I feel like he might get aggressive. Let's go for one more blind shot here just to see if I'm lit. No. So whoever was there likely left, if they were sitting there. Okay, Jetto killed this guy. We have limited support here, but we have a lot of it here. I was looking at this. We have what, conch pans are back there. I have a feeling this guy will poke this direction. When he does, I want to be ready for it. If I was a little quicker, probably could have got a shot into the CS-53, but that's alright. Yeah, whoever was sitting there is definitely gone. I'm really thinking it was the Borisk. It's the only person I can think of who it would be. We're probably going to lose this game too, I'm thinking. Yep, there he is. Ooh, RHM. Swear to God, I like try and dodge bullets in real life, man. Like whenever I'm playing a racing game, I do the same thing in this. Anytime someone tries to shoot at me, ducking in real life. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I just do it like naturally. I don't know why. It's weird. This guy is definitely sitting right there. He thinks I don't know, but I do. Okay. Time to load APCRs and prepare for another loss again. What can you do, guys? I could have there was a point in time where I probably could have retreated from here, but I chose not to. I feel like if I poke this, I'm going to get wrecked. I'm going to mark this bush for this guy. Conj. Okay, well. There's really nothing I can do here, guys. Like, if I try and run away, the Borisk will freaking clip me out for close to 800 or something. Yeah. It's pretty much our best bet. It's just to sit here. Hopefully we got a few blind shots, but... Jeez, man. This accuracy. on. Come on, give me something to shoot at. Let's go for the Boris. There he is. Okay. Low roll. 1181 visible, guys. So, you're seeing kind of the games I'm getting into with this tank. Maybe you kind of can vouch for me in saying that you can agree with my frustration, right? I mean, this is just, for whatever reason, the games I've been getting into with this tank have all been like this. I'm pretty sure we had 4 losses, right? And I've played this tank, in my eyes, every single game that you've just seen me play, I've played it to the best of my ability. There were maybe a couple moments where I missed a shot or something, but I don't think that I could have played this tank, you know, in my eyes and per the way I, you know, think about the game. I'm not like a Unicom, but in my eyes, I've played it to the best of my ability. These 4 games, and we did 1440, so we definitely had at least 1 blind shot into the Borisk, and we did get the kill on the RHM, but that wasn't blind. And yeah, I mean, we're 4th by damage, and it's just this is what I've been doing with this tank. 4 games. We lost every single game, 1,810 damage and 50 assist. This is getting us 1,800 and what, 59 and a half combined. And that's okay, but it's still under the 2 mark. And like I said, I feel like even doing almost, we'll just call it 1,900 combined, rounding up, that's not enough to get the 2 mark on this tank consistently. You have to consistently be over 2007 damage to get it up to a 2 mark, and this is basically my excuse for not being able to 2 mark this vehicle or get it close to that. It's just the matchmaking is just awful in every single game that I play with this tank, and I can't think of how to play it better. I play lights a lot. I'm not a medium expert, so maybe that's the case, but in any case, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and I'm going to put up a video soon, it might even be before this one, where I'm going to ask you guys to just comment below and give me any tank you want me to mark, tier 5 or tier 6. I'm going to try and 3 mark a tier 5, I want to try and 2 mark a tier 6, whatever is requested, and I will show you what I've already 3 marked and 2 marked on the tomato.gg. So that's it, guys. That's 4 good games. I hope you skipped ahead through all the waiting and the loading. And I'll catch you guys for the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.